If I create a doc from my apps grid, you can see the icon there, or sometimes it's at the bottom of the screen. If I create it there, it'll open up a blank doc. This is the first time I've opened it, so it's going to give me the welcome tour, and I'll say no thank you. These are all the docs that I have so far, and if I want to create a brand new one, I go to the plus sign down in the corner. It starts out as an untitled document, so I always like to give it a name first. And then I can start typing. If I triple click on it, it highlights everything, and I can change the color of the text, or I can highlight the text. So there's highlighting, here's changing the color of the text, here's the font size, here's the font style. So all of those things are things I show students right away so they can kind of get the playing out of the way and know how to do that when it's time to create something. And then where does my doc go? So I know that I called it testing, and now we need to find it. If I hover over my icon, my docs icon here, and I click that, it takes me back to my docs homepage, and there's my document I just created, testing, so I know that it's there. And then if I go to my apps grid and I'm in my drive, when it loads, then I will also see my document here. So I just called it testing, it's right there. It says I created it at 7:58 in the morning. I know that's the correct one. And if I double click there, I can open it. So everything that you make, see, I never pressed save when I was in here, it automatically saves. Everything that you create automatically gets to share a document with someone so that you can work on it at the same time or that you can look at it later. You click share, and then it automatically defaults to edit, and that means that the person can make changes to your master document. Sometimes you want that to happen if you want a collaborative document, but if you want them just to have their own copy where they can't mess with your original, you need to change this to Can View. And then you just put people's email addresses in here if you've already typed them in at some point, or if you have them as a contact, it'll automatically populate. I can add a note. If I add a note, it's going to send them an email. I don't have to do that. I can just send it. If I go to advanced, it'll show you right now it's listed as private and only I can access it. And I'm going to change that to anyone with the link can get to it, and they can all view it. Save those settings, and then I'm just going to send it. And right now I have it clicked that they're going to get an email, and I can add the message there. It defaults to an email. If I uncheck that, it'll just go to the shared with me in the drive. So I'm going to click OK, and now I've shared it. Now I've shared this document called testing with my other Sally account, so now I want to go see where it is. Right now I'm in my practice account, and if I hop over to my Placer COE account and I start out in my drive, I don't see it there, but remember it originated with my Sally practice account and I shared it here, so it's going to be in the shared with me. If I click that, I see, oh, there's testing, and it came from Sally Hoyt practice. So just remember where the file originated, and that's where you'll find it in your drive. Either you created it or someone shared it with you. One of the most versatile tools in Drive is the presentations. Sometimes it's called presentations and sometimes it's called slides, but it's the equivalent to a PowerPoint. So I'm going to create a new slideshow. It always starts out as an untitled presentation, and it always asks you what theme you want to start out with, and it defaults to widescreen. So I always change this to standard screen, and I'll just go with the theme of simple light. It's created, and now I can add content. Okay. If I want to add slides, I just go ++ for however many I want. If I did too many, this slide is highlighted and I just backspace to delete it. There are many uses for the shapes and lines tools. You can create your own graphic organizers with the shapes. It gives you a + cursor and you just click and drag to add it. And you can add as many boxes as you need to for your graphic organizer. And once it's created, you can adjust the size and shape. You can rotate. To get rid of something that's already there, you just click on it so it has boxes around it and backspace, and that takes away anything extra. If you want to add lines, there are all these different types of lines you can add. You can make your own polygram. Click, 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 and connect. Then you can fill this with paint, and you can outline it in a color and make the outline really thick. That makes it easier to see. And then again, you can rotate this, you can click and move it. So there's lots of creative things that you can do in slides.